Yeah, isn't that tonight's game? I think so. Let me see. Yeah. Tonight is Portland Lakers.
And then Grizzlies and who?
Yep.
Who do the Grizzlies play?
Oh no, tonight's the final for the Summer League.
Tonight's the final.
It's Portland versus Lakers for the Summer League championship. Yeah, Cleveland lost to the Lakers last night, and Grizzly lost to Portland last night.
Oh, okay.
So that was the confusion. Yes, would have been fun for LeBron to have suited up. He did show up, didn't he? Didn't he show up? Was it to that game that he showed up, or was it for the game prior?
I think it was the game prior, and he wore his $600 shorts
with the logo on him, right, or something.
Yeah,
it's like sitting on the sideline, like breakdancing in his chair or whatever,
just hanging out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's just having fun. Whatever. He was hanging out until Lakers find someone else. Maybe Kyrie, maybe someone else.
Interesting.
Right. Yeah, will be interesting, and we'll see. But it's time to stop talking about the NBA now because we have to take 1 minute, no more.
Let the suspense build a little bit.
Then 1 minute to talk about the World Cup.
Oh, God.
France won the World Cup. And we here at Dan D'Antoni Sports would just like to say congratulations. France defeated Croatia 4-2 in the World Cup final. Congratulations, France. It's about time you made up for stinking up World War I and II.
Ouch.
So
shout out to Croatia too for being one of the small country teams that really shined. It was a really close game until 75 minutes or so when France all of a sudden scored 2 more and pretty much put it away.
That's all the credit I'm giving to France. No more soccer. Thank God we can be done talking about soccer for 3 years and 8 months.
I know, right? I don't watch any of it, but
with Buffalo Wild Wings, we watched a little bit.
I listened to the white noise. To be honest with you, I was more interested in eating the wings that weren't the greatest ever, but.
Buffalo Wild Wings, if you're listening, he's pulling a trump card. What he said weren't the best ever. What he meant to say was they were the best ever. So said weren't the best, meant to say the sentence should have been they were the best ever.
Yes, my mistake.
Yes, now that he's reading the paper in front of him, line by line, word by word.
Cue card.
No closure.
But congratulations, France. Quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, you're better than a bunch of other countries that suck at soccer. Congratulations.
Yep. I mean, you got there and you won.
Good for you.
Yep.
So we have actually we're completely screwed up our schedule, but we're gonna try and make this a very very fact-filled next few minutes. And we're talking about one of my absolute favorite, and I do mean this isn't sarcasm, one of my absolute favorite events in all of sports, and that is Wimbledon.
Yeah,
I love tennis. Big Andy Murray fan. Love tennis.
So you were definitely locked into Isner versus Anderson.
Oh my God! I only saw 4 hours of it.
Yeah, the same set, right? Just about.
Basically.
18-18. Okay, 19-19.
We'll get to that. But first, I just want to say it would be an absolute dream come true if I were to ever get to see Wimbledon live. That's what, there in the stadium, center court, sitting crowded among all of the stinky Europeans.
Oh, God, we're making it too many friends tonight.
Well, oh well.
Let's write it off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Stinky Europeans is better than calling the women of Hartford yard goats. But
we digress.
Yeah. But speaking of women, we're going to start with the women. Serena Williams, feel-good story of the year, had her baby. Husband says she almost didn't make it. She works hard, gets herself back into, tennis shape. Mm-hmm. Very underrated this year. Came in with the 25th ranking and somehow reaches the finals.
Yep.
Unfortunately for her, she ran into a buzzsaw in the 11th seed Angelique Kerber as Angelique defeated Serena in straight sets. Now, the amazing thing is that Angelique was the 11th seed, meaning that none of the top 10 seeds made it to the finals. Not only that, none of the top 10 seeds in the women made it to the semifinals. She, entering the semifinals at 11, was the top seed. Crazy. All the crazy upsets. And good for Angelique, because this was her first win at Wimbledon. She has one more event that she needs to win, and she will have won all 4 Grand Slam competitions. The French Open at Roland Garros, she still needs to win on the clay. But now that she's got Wimbledon, she's got the Australian Open, she's got the United States, the U.S. Open. She just needs the French Open, and she will have won all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. So I don't have any words to say just how incredible the women were this year at Wimbledon. Unfortunately for them, though, the men were just fan-fucking-tastic. Fantastic. Did either of you watch any tennis?
When we got up to the finals, yeah. That's about. I didn't really get to see too much of the early on, qualifiers, but we got down to.
I think I was on vacation the entire Wimbledon thing.
Oh man, Wimbledon! Like I said, is one of my favorites. I love it. I eat it up. And the men's tournament, one of the most insane things I have ever seen in sports. All right. Novak Djokovic and Kevin Anderson. You've probably never heard of Kevin Anderson.
Nope.
Before this year. But they were the finals. Novak Djokovic, Kevin Anderson, finals. Very unexpected. Kevin Anderson got there by way of defeating Roger Federer in a long match.
Not an easy track at all for him.
Absolutely not. And then running into the king of the long match, John Isner.
Yep.
The match between Kevin Anderson and John Isner lasted 6 hours and 36 minutes.
Still not the longest, but...
Which I was going to say, which pales in comparison to Eisner's 2010 match against Mahut, which lasted 11 hours, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The final set in that 11-hour, 5-minute match went to a score of 70-68.
And in the case of when you implement the tiebreaker,
which
probably just, I don't know, maybe not. Just kind of let it play out as it should be.
Yeah, so every set, except for the 5th set, goes to tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to change now. As Pat McEnroe was saying the entire time.
Well, they were delaying that was the Nadal and Djokovic match. Basically was delayed until that was finished.
Which was annoying because they had to do the other semifinal in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Which I really hate. I hate when that happens. So 5th set tiebreaker does need to happen.
Yeah,
It's got to
be more controlled as to they had said it too. The overall well-being of the players, the fans who, let's face it, become impatient nowadays, and just the overall scheduling of the event.
Of course. And I don't know her name because I don't pay attention to the names of referees in any sport except for football, because you got, like Ed Hockley's guns and Gene Sterator's index cards.
Yeah, sure.
But whoever...
all those Pat's loyal... 12 men.
Whoever the umpire was in the Eisner-Anderson match in the first set, who took the ball right to the face and continued calling the match. Bravo. Didn't even flinch. Hit her in the face, out, 15-love. Like, it just didn't flinch.
No.
It was great. I loved it. But that was the first match, the semifinal, the Eisner versus Anderson. Anderson wins 5th set. Super long contest. The second semifinal was basically Clash of the Titans. You had Djokovic versus Nadal.
Yep.
You have half of the big four in that match. Very back and forth game, or back and forth match.
Yep.
And it was so much fun to watch. Nadal ended up not quite having enough, which is funny because Djokovic is the one who was having the quote-unquote off year. So Djokovic defeats Nadal, and Kevin Anderson, Djokovic takes care of him pretty easily.
What was it? I think it was either one of them had previous shoulder surgery not long ago too, right?
Yeah, Djokovic.
Yep.
Yeah, coming back from a surgery, yeah. So, all in all, Wimbledon just absolutely lived up to what I hope for every time this event comes around. Like,
Absolutely.
I like watching all the Australian Open, U.S. Open, French Open.
Getting up at all those ridiculous times. And it's, of course, like the Australia.
But
Yeah.
nothing compares to watching Wimbledon.
Well, that too, it being the oldest, and I would, being most traditional out of all of them too.
Yeah, everyone wears white. It's weird.
Yep.
It's weird. Everyone wears white. It's a rule.
That's the thing. Tennis has, become such a great staple, in that, in that regard, that whenever you get down to like the semis and any of these big four matches, that you really hope that you do see some good tennis play out.
Yeah.
In years prior, you're usually treated to that,
Of course, I really hate chalk when it's, the top four. Like, how many times are we going to see Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Murray in the semis? It happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you always used to be, you could always pencil in Federer. He'd always be there. So in those regards, you see an upset. It just adds to the overall, popularity.
The most dominant four people in the history of any sport have to be Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, Murray. I think they're the big four for a reason. They're so much better than the rest of the competition that it is laughable that there's even a tournament with other people in it and not just them. But sometimes you do get these weird upsets like Kevin Anderson beating Roger Federer. Federer's getting older, Murray's getting older, Nadal and Djokovic are not spring chickens anymore.
No.
So their time is coming to an end. To quote John Cena's theme song, "Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now."
Yep.
But I'm just looking forward to the U.S. Open, which is going to happen the next couple months. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And you figure once you crown the championship with that, it's football season's here too as well. But I guess on closing remark of that, all these guys are going the same route now as Andre Agassi. One's great champion, and you get older, it's definitely harder to keep up.
Right. So I'm super excited to see what the future of tennis holds, especially as we enter the next step, the U.S. Open.
Great cardio workout, that's for sure.